Here we go, the worst exposed video ever made. Why this travel YouTuber is surprisingly controversial. Okay, so before we watch this video, I just want to say one thing. Don't listen to these losers online, right? Make your own decisions. Listen to what they've got to say if you want to. But then make your own mind up, alright? This guy here is just some little grass. He's just a grass, right? Like, in the real world, outside of the internet, he's just gonna be ignored and would have no mates. Like, he's not funny at all. There's not one joke in this video, so let's watch this boring video that can only be fucking watched because he's got this creepy music in it.
Be putting it pretty lightly. Take for example his very first video titled I Love India's Policewomen, in which he spends roughly 3.5 minutes firstly swooning over female cops.
I saw what at first appeared to be a mirage, but they were no mirage. They were Indian traffic cops, and they were beautiful.
Before filming some pretty questionable shots.
This is an example of a questionable shot. It's just a video, nothing else. Oh, but actually, if you look on the video, you can see that her ass is actually somewhat in the shot, and oh my god, no one cares.
Some more creepy commentary.
I stayed in the city an extra day, for no other reason than to gaze upon them. In fact, I'd often stop to ask needless directions, just to see their smiles up close, maybe feel a slight hint of their breath on my skin.
You boring bastard! You don't find it funny. Of course you don't find it funny, because there's no jokes in this video. You don't know what a joke is. You've got no mates.
Many of the video's comments echoed, "Ha, I knew it, I'm not the creepiest man alive."
Don't you find it ironic? I mean, that guy in the comments is playing along with a joke. Bald and Bankrupt has basically made a poem about Indian female cops. It's funny.
Showcasing similarly interesting culture shock footage like a $1 Indian gym, Mumbai's largest slum, and a stolen item market. Bald and Bankrupt exploded in popularity, all while maintaining his vocal love for the opposite sex.
There's two things that I like in life: markets and women.
Nah, he's been exposed for liking women. He's actually been exposed for liking women. What am I watching? What on earth is this?
And here I've come to the world's only all-women's market.
In other videos, Bald's comments became much more expressive.
Oh, sexy little things in a hijab. I'm a little bit scared to flirt. I do like a woman in a hijab. Is the hijab one when you just see the eyes? It's very sexy when you just see the eyes. Leaves a lot to the imagination. You start imagining what's under the rest of it.
Although,
Nah, that's fucking crazy, that. It's hilarious. But to you, you boring fucker who has no mates, it's bad. But it's fucking hilarious, man!
Since they were nested in highly interesting videos, nobody seemed to give them a second thought.
I found someone who's looking for girls like me. Where are the girls at? Let's find some chicks.
Excluding what seemed to be one single person who wrote, "Maybe one thing this channel is missing is a little bit more respect for women."
That's just some extreme feminist in his comment section who sees flirting as harassment. Like, yeah, lock him up right now and throw away the key. You are liberal. You're a liberal douche. Honestly, you and this last leaving this comment just have no mates. You just don't hang out with anyone. Your mates are losers if they even exist. Like, that's how anyone speaks about anyone. Get out to a pub, honestly. Have you never been, like, driving about in a car out and being like, oh, fucking hell, look at them, they look fit. It doesn't matter if I'm hanging out with lads or lasses. They go into fucking fine detail of what they'll do to people. Because it's just banter, it's funny.
It'd been commented on a video where Bald had stated this.
Argentinian team has some hotties on it. Next stop, Argentina on the world tour, I think. But I have no actual interest in watching polo. Although watching some Argentinian girls bouncing around on a horse might be fun, I don't know.
Any Argentinian people staying here?
No, he's going to Argentina because the women are hot. No, this is bad. No, I agree with you. Wait until you hear about preferences. You hear every woman speaking about football players and rugby players like this. Who actually cares?
He chose to launch a line of merch with Collier's face on the front, the profits of which would be given to Collier so he could increase his standard of living, and this seemed to work perfectly.
Recently, I had a t-shirt campaign, and I said I was going to raise some money for someone. And well, you guys bought the t-shirts, and I've got the money. And so I'm going to come here and hand it over to somebody.
Bald gave Collier a handful of banknotes, later clarifying the amount to be,
I left him with the equivalent of what was about a year's pension money.
Although since the amount of money was somewhat visible on camera, people were able to pinpoint exactly how much money was given. In my eyes, Bald has only given him 4 banknotes.
So this is just conspiracy theories that no one actually believes. Some dossers, some absolute losers with naught better to do than try count a few pixels on the screen and do maths with it. Like, yeah, let's just end his entire career over this, shall we? If it was actually that bad, if it was actually something he was doing, this would have blown up. This would have been a whole thing.
But while Bald and Bankrupt might have done the right thing here, there were more Russian controversies just around the corner. During an upload titled "Would You Ride the Night Train to Chechnya?", Bald was back to talking about women by stating,
"Hopefully at some point in the night at some stop a Chechen chick turns up and shares my compartment with me, and I can put on some romantic lighting. Salam alaikum, sister."
However, as a result of calling Chechen women chicks, Bald was forced by the Russian government to apologize for the insult.
He's just tried to expose him for using the C word. The C word being chick. He's trying to expose him for using the word chick. Bloody hell, this guy really needs to get a job. He needs to get out to the pub and get some mates. Maybe chat to a woman at some point. You fucking virgin. By the way, I think Bald and Bankrupt has one of the best fan bases going right. All the comments are on his side, and these aren't little haters who are just saying, "Oh, you're going after my favourite YouTuber." Like, no, these are brilliant takedowns of the video. Like, they've not even really had to use much common sense because the video is just fucking garbage. There's another exposed video where I went through it, right, and it's just the same points. And it's the same case. There's no fucking positive comments towards him. It's all just comments defending Bald and Bankrupt in both of these videos. And like I said, the comments are just easy takedowns of these shite exposed videos. All you did was notice a YouTuber who doesn't really have that many exposed videos on him, right? Because everyone fucking has them on everyone, right? And you thought, oh look, there's a Reddit here, I can just fucking shit out an easy video and get fuckloads of views from it, and look at the money I'll rein in. That's all you've done. This guy's done nothing wrong. Like, you're using his name for views when there's no good reason to do it other than money. But have you actually ever been abroad with your mates? Honestly, have you ever been abroad with a lass? Imagine you saw a strip club. Oh no. Honestly, right, but forget about that, right? Obviously in person, you wouldn't say the shit that you're saying on YouTube, right? Not because they fucking do you in, but because people would avoid you like the boring bastard that you are. You'd be straight to the head teacher in school if someone was eating chewing gum on their break or something. You're that kind of fella. That's the kind of bloke you are.
It was 100% his fault. British YouTube star behind Bald and Bankrupt detained at Russian Space Center. British YouTube star with more than 3 million followers is arrested near Russian spaceport in Kazakhstan. British YouTuber ordered to pay fine after Russians detain him at spaceport. Bald had actually filmed the day all of this went down and would upload it under the title "This video caused an international incident." He and a female accomplice had snuck into an old
He went with a female, expose him now!
Putin crazy and shown his support for Ukraine, the reason for which was explained during a released interrogation video. He'd state, "When you have a face on YouTube, if you want to earn money, you need to say what people want to hear. If you don't, it will be a problem for you."
Yeah, you absolutely played them, but you're not smart enough to see this.
When out of Russia meant he could go to some new countries, where in Syria he'd post a story to his Instagram, reigniting an old point of criticism. Discussions about women. Me before visiting Syria thinking, must be hardcore there. Probably going to be a week of no alcohol and must not look at girls on the street or else I'll be beaten up by angry brothers. Reality of Syria. Guys inviting you to bars to drink and constantly telling you to go to Homs to see how hot the women are there. My kind of country.
You boring fucking virgin. Mate, how is that controversial?
Prior to beginning YouTube, he'd talk about wanting to head to places completely off the track, where he could find provincial seedy nightclubs with puke-stained carpets and suburban housing estates full of disenchanted and hopeless girls, in which his white god status is maximized even more. Bald also talked about faking his level of wealth in photos such as these.
You're pretty much just calling him out for having banter. Like, this is just laughable. Imagine you called someone out for this at a pub. You'd be the Buzz Killington of the place. Remember Buzz Killington off Family Guy? That's you, pretty much. That's you in the Drunken Clam. You're the one that people avoid. Like, oh, you can't say this and this is wrong. And, oh, mate, you called this last fit. And, oh, you can't do... Shut the fuck up, you dickhead. Remember when Andrew Tate got exposed because he was being a bit rough with a woman in a bedroom? You know, it's like, these are virgins doing this. Like, obviously, like, a woman, every fucking woman I've ever met loves to, like, fucking play rough like that. Like, imagine if he found out about this. So you're the Buzz Killington. Meanwhile, Bald and Bankrupt, as shown by just the full comment section of these two videos by you and this other fella, by showing that they all just defend Bald and Bankrupt, he's the one that people like to have a good laugh with. People watch his videos. I'd invite my mate round, put the TV on, and we'd watch him, right? And he's the reason now, like, he's done so much for this genre, right? He's the reason why I watch YouTubers like Kurt Kaz, Harry Jaggard, there's that German guy, what's his name, like, Ken Travels or something. Like, I watch all these people because of Bald and Bankrupt. He's the one who made me want to watch this stuff. So I'd invite my mate round, put the TV on, and we'd watch Bald and Bankrupt on YouTube. We'd be saying, oh, Bald and Bankrupt's got a new video. We'd watch it. Not you. It's like, oh no, what's this person done wrong now?
Someone commented on one of his videos, big sex pest vibes. He can't help but bear creep around any woman and it's been the same for years. Bald responded by stating, a sex pest for years? That's absolutely unfair and untrue. I've actually been a sex pest for decades. Bald was seemingly exercising his strategy for dealing with criticism.
How do you deal with it when people are like saying terrible things about you? I suppose every YouTuber has their own techniques to cope with that mentally. But for me, like, embrace it, love it, and amplify it. When someone says like, you're the biggest wanker in the world, you say, that's right, mate, bigger than you'll ever know. Even worse than you think I am. What are you gonna do about it?
And while this works pretty well 95% of the time, doubling down on a sex pest comment was something he probably should have just ignored.
Well, me and him are both British. Granted, I'm from near Scotland and he's from some big gay Brighton place, right? But being called a nonce, by the way, I know that wasn't the word used, but being called a nonce here is pretty common. Like, I remember when I was in college for a little bit and I was like a year older than people, I'd get called a nonce purely for the fact that I was a year older, right? So it's pretty fucking common. So being a sex pest, like being called a sex pest, isn't gonna fucking bother him. However, it's still not nice, like.
It didn't help that he was also accused of SA in the year 2000, and while an article on the incident confirmed that Bald was acquitted, the judge stated their behaviour towards the woman had been appalling. Combine this with a forum post where,
to be honest, right, hasn't every fucker, I mean, I'm in my 20s, right, and I've seen lads who've like never even met certain lasses be accused of shit. Like, it's just fucking thrown around. Like, it's just bollocks. You see it get thrown around all the time, right? It's just like gossip, and no one even takes it seriously, right? These people just throw it around, like, and the women who do this do just fucking get reputations, and the men who believe it get fucking reputations of being idiots. But he's popular, and people are gonna spread bollocks if you get popular, let's be real. We've got hopeless evidence here of you accusing him of that kind of shit. I mean, imagine how you'd feel if something you hadn't done was just getting spread. And it's like, oh, let's make an exposed video on this guy. Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not, but someone said it, so let's just throw it in. Like, lies just don't exist.
on top of this, Bald had suspiciously changed his name from Benjamin Rich Swift to a more simple Benjamin Rich.
Oh, what?
The reason for this being explained by Bald and Bankrupt himself. He'd state, I owed £30,000 on credit cards and bank loans here in the UK about 5 years back. There was no way I could pay it back. I decided to change my surname to my mother's maiden name and change address, and I never heard from them again, for which the audience actually admired him. I respect him more now. Scamming a bank is morally right. What a beast, keep on traveling bro, which is exactly what he'd do until he'd post an Instagram story in Germany. Only been in Europe 2 minutes and already been ripped off. £15 for 3 mouthfuls of pasta. Germany, just like the UK, must be a failed state. They need their old leader and some Hugo Boss suits back in power to sort things out.
It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Are you autistic? And he's a fucking boss for taking 30k off a bank, by the way. If you did it to someone else, if you did it to a regular working person, I'd be thinking that's a dick. But he did it to a bank, so fair dues.
Tate, he was slammed by NFKRZ despite the two collaborating together in the
Yeah, he's always been a dickhead since he first got on this site. I've never liked that guy. Ever since I was about 13 or 12 or something, I've never liked that guy. He's always been fucking fake as fuck. He just doesn't want to be terminated or demonetized, so he'll just say whatever YouTube wants him to say. You can never trust this guy, no fuckers. He doesn't have his own opinions. So yeah, he's obviously going to chat shit about Andrew Tate. But yeah, I looked at this fat memer guy's video, the other guy who made the video, and it's just the same points. Fucking dog shit. Everyone loves Bald and Bankrupt. Ignore those dog shit fucking awful videos that have been made on him. I hope I've proven today that they're just shit. Honestly, watch Bald and Bankrupt if you haven't. He's fantastic. I love his videos. He's probably my favourite YouTuber, to be honest. He's relatable, he's funny, he doesn't really care about what you can and can't say, and that's why you got these fucking assholes trying to expose him. Like, he's a lad, he's a fella, you know what I mean? So he'll make comments where people are like, oh, you called a woman good looking and So yeah, fucking shit videos, honestly, you losers. You fucking money grabbing losers. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching the video, I'll catch you next time in a bit. I know some of you might say that I'm just tossing off Bald and Bankrupt here, and I probably fucking am, to be fair, but I don't care. Like, I fucking love his videos, and you know what? I'll go a fucking step further with the fingering up the arse. Like, if I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet that guy, honestly. Like, Like, he's got fucking intelligence that I can't even fucking think of speaking of. You know, you start speaking about Soviet Russia, and I've seen all the videos, and I wouldn't even know where the fuck to start. But yeah, if I saw him, I'd fucking love to, like, knock around with him. He's been in Middlesbrough, I've seen that. Like, I'd love to fucking hang out with this guy. I don't give a fuck how much you think I'm dick riding him. He's fucking brilliant. Subscribe to Bald and Bankrupt. He's a great guy, great YouTuber. He's entertaining and funny. Subscribe to Bald and Bankrupt. Honestly, you won't regret it. Especially if you're British.